866-582-9933. That's the number to call today and every day live to get your health questions answered here on Fire Your MD Now. Hello, everybody. I'm Dr. Peter Glidden, your friendly neighborhood naturopathic physician, hoping and helping to drag you, kicking and screaming, if necessary, into the land and the light of a science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. That number, once again, 866-582-9933 and 24/7 on the World Wide Web at fireyourmdnow.com. Fireyourmdnow.com. I'm going to give a little teaser. Tonight we're doing a webinar on blood work. Which blood work to get, which blood work not to get. A little bit of interpretation goes a long way. If you are a subscriber to my online health recovery program, you get to see it. If you're not a subscriber, sorry, Charlie. Got to pay at the door. No ticky, no surety. $17 a month will give you access to information that will make you smarter, more knowledgeable, more effective than your MD when it comes to the understanding of basic human anatomy and physiology, the genesis of chronic disease, and what you can do to support and promote the health of your body with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. Because remember, here's my Boston accent coming out, remember, Skipper, healing is easy. Surgery is difficult. Healing is easy. That number, once again, to call me live on the show, 866-582-9933. And if you're listening to the podcast after the live broadcast, would like some help, that number, 855-347-3696, 855-347-3696, 855-347-3696 to listen to the podcast, or to call us if you're listening to the podcast and would like to talk to a live living, breathing human being to get your questions answered about the longevity health opportunity or the longevity business opportunity, because that's what we are all about here, is helping you to recover your health and, while we're at it, if you so desire, to also make a dent in your wealth. Because everybody in this economy here in the United States, I mean, let's be honest, everybody in the United States, except for the top 1%, in the last 20 years has been struggling because the deck is stacked against us. You've got a job, you only make so much money per hour, and then the government comes along, and then the state comes along, and then medical insurance comes along, and before you know it, you're walking away with less than 50% of what you make. Most people in the United States don't even make a living wage. Wage earning has not kept up with the cost of living. So everybody struggles. This is why everybody has credit card debt. Not because people are irresponsible, but because people need to live. People need to pay the bills. People need to have a roof over their head. People need furniture that's not 800 years old. People need to eat. People need water. People need to be able to survive. And the money that they pay most Americans for their jobs isn't even enough to keep them above the poverty line or to give them a living wage so that they can actually pay for their lives and put something away for retirement. And then, you know, if you're lucky enough to have a job that has a pension, what happens? The government comes along, or not the government, but, you know, banksters will come along, raid the company's pension plan, you're out of luck. They're off scot-free. And then when they make bad investment decisions, we bail them out. And we don't bail the little guy out, though, do we? We always bail the big guy out. I think it was Bob Dylan that said it best. Steal a little and they throw you in jail. Steal a lot and they make you king. Well, if you're tired of it, if you're tired of that rigmarole, then guess what? Become a longevity member. Become a longevity associate. Become a longevity distributor. Join our merry band of men and women, and we will help you to learn the easy method of showing people in your life, people in your family, your community, your church, wherever, our secrets to health recovery through science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition. No, You do not need to go to medical school. No. You do not need to memorize a whole bunch of technical mumbo-jumbo. You don't even need to, you don't even have to know how to spell vitamin, for goodness sake. All you have to do is being a willing participant. Be willing to learn. Be coachable. Be willing to have somebody tell you, look, this is what you need to do in order to have a successful longevity business, and this is what you need not to do in order to have a successful longevity business. Do we charge for that training? No. It's free. 100% free once you become a member. There's two ways to become a member. At $10 level, get your toe wet, or a $500 level. At the $500 level, you get about $300 worth of product that you can use to sample and to grow your business. Where else can you build a multi-million-dollar home-based business with a $500 pay-in, or quite frankly, with a $10 pay-in? Is there any place else? I don't think so. Not all network marketing companies are created the same, ladies and gentlemen. They all have different compensation plans. They all have different requirements. They all have different products. So don't just throw the baby out with the bathwater and reject longevity offhand because it's a network marketing business. For goodness sake, why don't you figure it out? Get on board with the facts before you make a determination up or down. This business may not be for you. It's not for everybody, and it's not overnight money either. It's called network marketing for a reason. You have to do work. You have to put in the hours. But I got to tell you, the rewards and what you can actually, the return on your investment based on how much time you put into it and the return on investment that you get for your JOB, I mean, they're not even in the same ballpark. It's like comparing the minor leagues to, it's like comparing, quite frankly, pee-wee football to the professional leagues. There is no comparison. Now, you know, if you're in the 1% and you've got the golden parachute, you've got a couple of $1 million in the bank, you got a couple of $1 million in gold stashed in a secret safe somewhere in your house, then God bless you. Have a nice life. But if you're of the 99% who are struggling, who would like to even just make a little bit more, or even just be able to get your vitamins for free, go to Fire Your MD now. How about that? Get your vitamins for free. Wouldn't you? Wouldn't that be awesome? I mean, if you just did that, just were able to get $300 worth of vitamins a month free, and into the bargain have about $5,000, $6,000, $7,000 in write-offs just automatically that you get from owning a home business when you give a $10 sign-up fee, even if you didn't do the business, just to get the write-offs, it would be worth it. But, you know, we're not trained to think like this because Big Brother wants you to keep your JOB. Big Brother wants you to keep working for the corporation. Big Brother wants to keep you underneath their thumb. The last thing the powers that be want in this world is to have 300 million millionaires. That's the last thing that they want. So why don't you break the mold? Why don't you break the box? Why don't you break the ice? Why don't you say, I'm drawing a line in the sand here. I'm tired of being broke. I'm tired of living from paycheck to paycheck. I'm tired of maxing out my credit cards. I'm tired of driving the same car I've been driving for the last 10 years. I want an upgrade. I want a tax infusion. How am I going to do it? I'm going to do it by helping my friends and family members and church members and community members to recover their health. I can't think of a better way to make money. You're going to be helping people. You're going to help people to get out from underneath the jack-booted heel of conventional medicine. The leading cause of death in the United States, MD-directed medicine. Leading cause of bankruptcy in the United States, MD-directed medicine. You are going to be on the cutting edge of a movement that started 17 years ago that's building steam, just like a tsunami rolling into the shore. Once it hits shallow waters, it starts to build, baby. That wave is unstoppable. It's the longevity wave. You might as well ride it. You're going to hear about it sooner or later. It's coming to your town if it's not there already. You might as well be on the ground floor, so to speak. You might as well be out in front rather than trailing from behind. It's only a matter of time until this company is $1 billion company, $1 billion with a B dollar company. And you know, what the heck? You get to make money by helping your friends and family help their friends and family help their friends and family get better. You help everybody to get better by showing them the wisdom of what Dr. Wallach is up to, of what Dr. Glidden preaches every day from 3 to 5 Central right here on the radio. But what Dr. Wallach's been preaching every day on Dead Doctors Don't Lie, also aired here at Genesis Communications Network, what he's been preaching for decades. Dr. Wallach has the longest-running health talk radio show in the world. This is not an overnight sensation, and this company isn't going to go away next year. We've been here for 17 years. We're here for the long haul. Why? Because you are suffering needlessly. And this company exists for one reason and one reason only: to help people recover their health, to change the way that medicine is practiced in the United States by ignoring your MD, ignoring the drug companies, with the exception of, heaven forbid you're in a car accident, you have some acute trauma to your body. That's when you need those guys. You need the Novocaine when you're getting your teeth drilled, don't you? Yes, you do. Every once in a while you need that antibiotic, and the emphasis there on every once in a while. Sometimes drugs with surgery will save your life, but look, let's not drop the ball. Drugs and surgery are the leading cause of death in the United States. The only reason that people go to MDs is because the MDs are the only person to go to. They have monopolized, cornered the market on medicine in the United States since the 1920s. And they have gone out of their way to convince you that I'm a quack, that the chiropractors and the homeopaths and the herbalists and the acupuncturists are quacks. It's nonsense. Look around, ladies and gentlemen. Everybody is sick and suffering. Why? Because they have taken the wrong dog to the hunt. They bet on the MD. I'm advising you to fire your MD. When? Fire your MD now. Welcome back, everybody. Dr. Peter Glidden here, your steadfast advocate for health, your friendly neighborhood naturopath. We hit it out of the park last Thursday night. Haven't spoken to you since Thursday. We had some technical difficulties on Friday. In any event, Thursday night we had the first free webinar of 2013. Oh, man. There were 199 people in the room, which is just as well. 188, because we could only accommodate 200. That's the largest number of people we've had in any webinar, and it was awesome, if I do say so myself. So much fun to be in a chat room on the Internet with people from all over the world. I mean, literally all over the world, who have the same ideas and ideals as you. What a sense of support, what a sense of community, what a sense of we are all in this together. If you missed it, you can view the recording of it, and you can view the recordings, of course, as a subscriber to my online health recovery program. You can get all the information about that at fireyourmdnow.com, fireyourmdnow.com. The next webinar for subscribers is tonight, 8 p.m. Central Time, Introduction to Longevity. Don't forget, bring your prospects, bring people in your life who you want to share this message with, and let Dr. Glidden show them what's what. We're going to go right to the phones now to find out what's what. Sam's been on hold with a question about vitamin C and kidney stones. Hey, Sam, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hi, Dr. Glidden. I was reading an article on the Internet. I'm actually based in Chicago, too, and on the local news a couple days ago, they were talking about vitamin C supplementation and how vitamin C actually has oxalate, I believe it's called, and that when vitamin C is filtered through the kidneys, that causes kidney stones. And I just wanted to get your take on that.
Okay, so, all right, very good. It's a very good question. Let me, you're going to have to turn your radio down or something. We're getting some feedback here.
Okay.
All right, Sam, I appreciate it.
Sure.
So, hang on, don't go away, because I want to have a conversation with you about this, but let me kind of line it up for the listening audience. The majority of kidney stones are calcium oxalate stones, and there is a little bit of oxalate that's formed by vitamin C, but more to the point, let's talk about hydrogen, for example. Your body uses hydrogen to do good things and to do bad things. And there's hydrogen in water. That's where your body gets most of the hydrogen from disassociating the water molecules. So does that mean that we should stop drinking water because of the net negative effects of hydrogen on some parts of the body? Well, no. It's nonsense. You know, you look up in the sky and you see that the sun moves, and it would be reasonable to assume that it's the sun that moves around the earth, when in point of fact it's not. I mean, you're wrong. Your perspective was wrong. Well, most reductionistic research people, and 99.9999999% of all of the research that's done in the world on health are done through a reductionistic lens. And the reductionistic lens has a built-in bias. They just don't see a whole bunch of stuff that's right in front of their faces, and their conclusions are biased beforehand. This is a perfect example, because the majority of kidney stones are calcium oxalate. You need calcium in order to make that puppy fly. I don't care how much oxalate is in or around your bloodstream. If you don't have the calcium that is part and parcel of that molecule, ain't no kidney stone going to be formed. Calcium is the main operative event in the formation of kidney stones. And kidney stones are formed not in the presence of too much calcium, as one would normally think, but in the presence of not enough calcium. When you don't have enough calcium in your diet, which nobody does, your parathyroid glands secrete parathormone, which sucks calcium out of your bones and joints and floods your arteries with calcium. After a while, when you've had chronic calcium deficiencies for weeks on end, your body just gives up the ghost, and the parathyroid, instead of secreting a little bit of parathormone over time, just dumps its whole load. And when it dumps its whole load, you get massive amounts of calcium flooding through your bloodstream, and it's the massive amounts of calcium that gum up the kidneys. I don't care if there's oxalate present. You know, you can also get, there's a calcium pyruvate stone. It doesn't matter what it binds to. The operative event here is calcium. And why do you get that much calcium flooding into your bloodstream? It's from a parathyroid storm, parathormone storm induced by chronic calcium deficiencies. Your MD got it wrong. They get it wrong about everything. The research person gets it wrong because they're reductionistic, man. And this is why we encourage people to call us here and get it straight. Don't believe what you read, Sam. Believe what you hear here on Fire Your MD Now. This Thursday's webinar is about, you guessed it, everybody's favorite topic, sex. How to have healthy sex. What's up with that? You know, if you do a Google search, if you do a comparative, there's this thing that Google has called Google Analytics. It lets you see what people are searching for on, you know, in the whole world on Google. More people do more searches for sex than they do for God. People do more searches for sex than they do for God. Isn't that quite amazing? So we're going to talk about it, you know, in non-risque terms. We're going to talk about the physiology of sex and how to have a healthy sex drive for most of your adult life. Check it out. That's this Thursday, Valentine's Day. How appropriate. From 8 to 9 Central Time. 8 to 9 Central Time. You can access this event only if you are a subscriber. Check it out at fireyourmdnow.com. That's fireyourmdnow.com. We're going to go right back to the phones now. And is Sam still hanging around? Do we still have Sam here? If not, I'll take Sonia, who's given a question about HGH. Thanks for the call, Sonia. You are live. Unless we have Sam. Is Sam still here? Come on back, Sam.
I'm here, Dr. Glidden.
Hey, Sam. All right. Yeah. So now you're in Chicago. What do you do, Sam?
I'm actually a jeweler.
A jeweler?
Yes, sir.
Fascinating. How'd you hear about us?
It goes back. Just lots of critical thinking and YouTube and all that good stuff.
So
I actually saw one of your videos through Alex Jones.
Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, we got a big jump after we showed up on Alex Jones. I always like to know how people, kind of come into our tent and how they heard about us and where they came from. I've been in the Chicagoland for 5 years now. I'm going to tell you an interesting story about Chicago. Chicago has a very oppressive Medical Practice Act. And the Department of Professional Regulation fined me $5,000 for practicing medicine without a license because I had the audacity to use the word doctor on my website.
I heard about that. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, and to make it even more interesting, the Department of Professional Regulation sent the notice that I was, there was a hearing to investigate what the heck I was doing. They sent it to the wrong address 3 times. Because I didn't get notified, I didn't show up at the hearing. Because I didn't show up at the hearing, they found me guilty in absentia and fined me $5,000. The only reason that I heard about it is because I got a notice from a bill collector for $5,000 that was paid doable to the state of Illinois. I mean, it's nonsense, man. It is just nonsense. We don't have a free medical market here, Sam, especially not in Illinois. Illinois is the home of the American Medical Association. The American Medical Association in the mid-1980s was found guilty of promoting a 10-year slander campaign against the chiropractors. A federal judge ordered the American Medical Association to pay the Chiropractic Association of America $25 million in damages because the AMA was slandering their profession on purpose for over 10 years. Well, this is why I named my show Fire Your MD Now, not because really I have anything personally against the MDs, but because they drew blood. Their profession drew first blood, and I'm not about to stand down and just take that and lie over, roll over and take it. So, the thing about research that you read, especially if it's in the public domain, the first thing that I would do is I would reference where you read the research, and I would look to see, for instance, if it was in Scientific American or if it was in Life magazine or Time magazine, or if it was on an internet website, whatever. You want to page through the publication or the place that you found the research and look to see how many ads for pharmaceutical medicines there are running in that magazine or in that publication or in that department. And then you can pretty much have an idea of how objective the research was. Most research these days just isn't objective at all. By the way, it takes months, if not years, for a kidney stone to form. And, you don't have a kidney stone, do you?
No, not by a long shot.
All right.
Yeah,
well,
I just find that to be, I say that because, first of all, I'm a young fellow, and then I also I stay active. I don't consume any of the at least very little of it. The 10 bad foods, and I also supplement with BTT every day. So I don't think so. Okay, well look, Beyond Tangy Tangerine has 87 of the 90 essential nutrients. What Beyond Tangy Tangerine does not have is calcium and the essential fatty acids. Now, you need EFAs to prevent you getting a stroke because essential fatty acids keep your blood nice and healthy and it clots appropriately. And one of Dr. Wallach's lawsuits was against the Food and Drug Administration so that we can say that legally that essential fatty acid supplementation virtually eliminates the risk of stroke. So if you're not doing it already, it would be wise to get on board with the fish oil supplementation. And you also need the calcium. The calcium is in the OsteoFX Plus, and all 3 of those products are bundled together in the Healthy Start Pack. So if you haven't tried that already, I would. And my recommendation for taking the calcium, the white liquid calcium, which is over 95% absorbable, by the way. I mean, it kicks the butt of any other calcium supplement I've seen. My recommendation is 1 ounce of the calcium immediately before bed in a little bit of water or a little bit of orange juice, and you'll sleep like a baby. Everything starts to get better. And, this is how longevity survives, right? Because the proof of the pudding is in the eating. Hey, Sam, you're the greatest, man. I appreciate the call. I appreciate the support.
Keep up the good work down there in Chi-Town. Sonia's up next with a question about HGH. Hey, Sonia, thanks for the call. You are live.
Hey, I was just wondering, I couldn't find the HGH earlier, but I found it while we were on the line, so.
All right, yes, the HGH Youth Complex. I think, is that a Super Life product?
I don't think it's Super Life.
Is it Youngevity? I can never remember. I have a mental block about that.
I think it's Youngevity. Yeah, I think it was Youngevity.
Yeah, so the best way to take that product, and by the way, the HGH Youth Complex, folks, is a stacked amino acid supplement, and it provides your body with the precursors for hormone formation, and the only other thing you need to take or to make sure that you're eating in order to make your body produce the appropriate levels of hormones is cholesterol. So, eat 3, 4, 5 eggs a day, have butter with salt, chicken with the skin, turkey with the skin, rare meat, cheese, whole milk, whatever. Have food that's high in cholesterol, and I prefer the HGH to be taken before bed. And if you're 150 pounds or less, the recommendation is 6 HGH immediately before bed. If you're between 150 and 200, you could probably get away with 6 before bed. If you're over 200, though, or on the borderline, 190 and above, I would do 6 HGH before bed and 6 HGH with lunch. 6 HGH before bed and 6 HGH with lunch. So check it out, Sonia. Keep up the good work. Now, I'm assuming you're from somewhere in the South. Where are you?
I'm from Mississippi. I met you when you were here with Lorraine.
Yeah. MISSISSIPPI. Now, how did you do in that storm yesterday?
I did well, thanks. Had some friends that had some damage, but I was okay.
Yeah, there was a big tornado that touched down, and what was the name of that city down there? Yeah,
Hattiesburg. It took our big University of Southern. Did a lot of damage to the university there.
Yeah, that's one of the weather forms. I've been through a couple of hurricanes. I've been through some big, bad northeast storms. I've been through some gigantic blizzards, but I've never seen a tornado. Have you ever seen a tornado up close and personal?
No. After watching those films, I don't want to.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing what Mother Nature can do when she gets her dander up, isn't it?
Yeah.
I tell you what. All right, Sonia, go get them. Take the HGH. Let me know how you feel. Thanks so much for the phone call. Next up is Frances, my old friend Frances, calling in with her EKG results. Frances, you are still alive and kicking. What's the news, girl?
I'm still alive and kicking, but something is going on, and I need to rely on Dr. Peter Glidden to help me to get through this.
All right, line it up.
I had a hard time getting the EKG. Number one, the cardiologist in Houston say that's not something that's in the scope of their work in Texas. So I went to a cardiologist who was recommended by a chiropractor. And I have the results of the EKG right now, and I can tell you what's on them. This week to me, but what she said was she did not see any indication in that EKG or the echo or the carotid that leaned toward a heart attack.
Okay, because now let me give the radio audience a little bit of a background. I've been working with Frances privately for, I don't know, Frances, how long has it been? About a year now?
Yes.
Yeah. And she's had a number of, when you first came to me, what was your diagnosis?
My diagnosis was heart attack.
Yeah, and you had a lot of blockages in your cardiac arteries, right?
About 85%.
Yeah, 85%. All right. And so put Frances on a healthy heart program, and you know, she's really been a soldiering on here, doing everything that I told her, and we're dropping symptoms left and right, and things will get better, and then something else pops up like that whack-a-mole game. Now, the latest set of signs and symptoms that Frances presented with were textbook. I mean, textbook for heart attack. Textbook. She had chest pain, like a weight was on her chest. She had numbness and tingling going down the left arm. She was dizzy. I mean, it was classic heart attack stuff. So what did Dr. Glidden recommend? I recommend she go somewhere and have an EKG, because I think she's having a heart attack, and so she does. First of all, she goes to a general practice person. They say, I can't do that, which is just nonsense. I mean, I have chiropractic buddies who have EKG machines in their offices. I had an EKG machine in my office in Washington. It's nonsense. Not having an EKG machine, if you're a general practicing doc, is like, not having a stethoscope, for goodness sake. It's nonsense. So she goes to a cardiologist, has an echo, has the EKG, and everything is fine. Now, Francis, this is good news because it means you're not having a heart attack, because if you were having a heart attack, then those tests, there's a high level of sensitivity and specificity, they would have shown positive. So there's only one logical possibility that's going to explain all of your symptoms. You know what it is?
I don't know, but I'm doing everything. I'm 100% gluten-free. I'm on the several products that we talked about, and I can name them all.
Yeah, you don't need to. I'm going to tell you, if the symptoms that you experienced were not caused by a heart attack, as confirmed by an EKG and an echocardiogram, then the only thing left that could possibly do that is indigestion. This is an indigestion problem. It's a problem with the gastric juice, with your digestive juices, with your stomach and your small intestine. And I know that sounds funny, but there are a number of digestive symptoms, especially in the stomach and the throat, which mimic heart attack. Isn't that something? So if you went to the cardiologist and you don't have a heart attack, but you have these symptoms, it has to be digestive. Is the number to call, 866-582-9933. Give us a shout right here. Talk to me live today and every weekday from 3 to 5 Central right here on the Genesis Communication Network. Now, we're talking to Francis, a longtime consultee of mine. Remember, well, I don't want to get into the legal details, but I've never, all the people that I talk to and give counsel to about how they should move forward in their life, none of it is to touch or prevent or to cure disease. All of it is just stuff that they can do with science-based, clinically verified medical nutrition, come what may. Now, I've been working with Francis for a long time. She came to see me with a definitive diagnosis of a heart attack. She had 85% blockages in her arteries. She's been working with me for over a year, and just lately developed all the classical signs and symptoms of a heart attack. Now, given the fact that she'd been doing medical nutrition for such a long time, it was an outside chance that it was actually a heart attack, but whenever you see those signs and symptoms present, better safe than sorry. So I had her go and get it checked out, and what do you know, there ain't no heart attack. So, Francis, the only other possibility here is that there is a digestive issue going on here. You've got a digestive issue, so we need to dial that in. So how are you feeling lately? I mean, what happened to your signs and symptoms?
Well, I'm still having neck problems, and she did order an MRI of my spine because she said the neck problem that's in my shoulders and goes down to my arm probably is something going on with my back and my spine.
Yeah, well, it could be. It could be degenerative disc disease in the spine. You just could have, need to go see a chiropractor. Have you ever been to a chiropractor?
Oh, yes, I have 3.
Yeah, okay. So, and they've checked out your neck, and as far as they're concerned...
I haven't been since this. I just finished this with her 3 or 4 days ago, so I have not been yet. But I will be going. And also, the blood work also had several areas that were out of range.
All right, so what were they?
They were glucose,
was the glucose high or low?
Cholesterol, cholesterol total and LDL cholesterol, something that I don't understand. T3 is 64L. I don't know what that means. And my few bacteria that she was not concerned about. She also said she was not concerned about B12, but I have twice the amount of B12. Then the range is 200 to 1100 pg/ml, and mine is more than 200.
Yeah, okay. And what was your total cholesterol?
Total cholesterol is 233, and LDL was 154.
Okay, and what was the glucose?
138.
138?
Yes.
All right, so that's a problem. And did she do hemoglobin A1C?
Yes, 7.1.
All right, so that's a problem. Okay, so the deal here, your cholesterol's fine. Your LDL's a little high. LDL, from our point of view, is it's a kind of a down and dirty way to measure how much oxidative damage is happening in your body. We want to see that number be lower and lower. And that begs the question, Francis, you're completely off of all fried food, is that right?
Yeah, oh, definitely.
You haven't even looked at fried food. You're not using salad dressing or oil in a bottle anymore, right?
Oh.
Okay, good girl. All right. So, now, I can't remember off the top of my head, but I believe that historically you were diagnosed with type 2 diabetes. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. And are you taking any meds for that currently now?
Yes, Metformin, 500, and Sweeties. And I heard you tell somebody on the show the other day to double the Sweeties, but I'm taking 3, 3, and 3, sometimes 4, 4, and 4.
Okay. And how much do you weigh?
150, 145, or give or take a couple of pounds.
Yeah, all right. So the Sweeties that you're taking, that you've been taking, is not sufficient to the cause. So I would like to see you take 12 a day.
Okay.
12 a day of the Sweeties. And I also want you to add to the program, if you're not doing it already, the digestive enzyme. Are you taking the digestive enzyme?
Yes, I am.
How many?
I take 2, 2, and 2.
Okay, take 3, 3, and 3, and you're salting your food so that it tastes good, right?
Yes.
All right, so I want you to increase the Sweeties for 7 days, increase the digestive enzymes for 7 days. Call me back next Monday with an update right here live on the radio. We're going to track this right down for you, Francis. All right, we're up against the hard break. You call me in a week, Francis. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Dr. Peter Glidden. Stick around.